Roberts. Forget it, folks. You're not going to see much of that tonight. AC Green. Over to Kevin. KJ gets around Weber underneath Sabalos. He puts in two.
What an offensive show this
40
is.
to 39, a minute to go. Record in a playoff game is by Sleepy Floyd, 29 and a quarter. And a foul's going to be called here.
Are they going to call a flagrant on that too in the ball?
I think so.
Are you kidding?
That is the call. We've got a timeout with 55.7 seconds remaining. It is a flagrant foul. It's a shootout in Oakland. Last year, Phoenix got down 2-0 to the Lakers in round one. We asked Sir Charles before the game if they learned anything from that.
Well, I think two things that happened that we can learn from. Number one, last year, us against the Lakers, we realized, hey, when you got a team down, you better finish them off. We also learned something from Seattle and Denver the other night, that if you let one of these young teams play at home and get off to a good start, they're tough to handle. So I think the first quarter of this game is very important for us because they play a lot of emotion, the young teams do. And if you let them get off to a good start, they're tough to beat, especially at home.
Well, Charles Barkley with 27 points after the flagrant foul by Kevin Johnson before the timeout. Latrell Sprewell will go to the free throw line. Cedric Sabalos just walked over to us and said, I love this game. How can you not?
Now, Sprewell's at the line shooting the flagrant foul. 2 shots for him in the ball now, sideline out of bounds. And Mike Mathis said that, I asked him, he said KJ pulled him down from behind. He said right there, he said he just pulled him down.
How would you like to have 16 points in the first quarter like Sprewell does, and you're 11 points off from being the high scorer of the game so far?
No kidding. I mean, this is unbelievable. The shooting.
40 to 40.
Barkley's 11 for 11 in the first quarter.
27 points. And even the guys coming out off the bench are hitting their first shot. Jeff Grayer's first effort goes. It's 42-40.
Frankie Johnson out in the ball game for KJ. KJ getting a little rest. Let's see if they go to Barkley once again. High screen roll. See if he steps out and shoots the 3.
Remember, Sleepy Floyd holds the record for most points in a playoff quarter with 29. AC Green will take this shot. It's short. Rebound Grayer. And now Golden State can play for a final shot. An unbelievable first quarter of action in Game 3 of this best-of-5 series. Golden State needs to win to stay alive. Phoenix trying to advance to the next round. And at this rate, we'll have over 150 points scored by both teams. Loose ball foul is going to be called with 1.6 seconds left.
That's going to be a costly foul in the penalty. So Jeff Grayer with the foul against AC Green will allow AC now to go to the line and shoot 2 free throws. 82 points right now scored in this first quarter, and I guess the playoff record is 91 and a quarter by 2 teams.
As we said, the 2 top scoring teams in the league. This is the kind of shootout you might expect, although not quite this torrent.
Well, you know, I talked to Charles Barkley before the game, and I said it this early, that he feels like he can dominate offensively in a couple quarters. And I'm wondering if Don Nelson is just gambling that he can't keep this up the entire game, and that when he does,
we got to
take a little rest.
We're going to tie a playoff record here. Most points scored by both teams in the first quarter, 84. Philadelphia against San Francisco back in 1967. If Green hits this, we've got an 84-point first quarter, and we do.
Well, history is made, Pete. I knew we'd be part of it if it was made.
Phoenix has not missed a free throw. They've hardly missed a field goal. If that goes. 42-42. What an opening quarter. Charles Barkley single-handedly making sure Golden State did not get off to that first quarter start like Denver did against Seattle the other night. 27 first quarter points for Charles.
Tonight we're happy to present
along with Doug Collins, Pete Van Weeren, welcoming you back to the Oakland Coliseum Arena. You're not looking at a error on our Chiron machine. It is 42-42. And Charles Barkley has just completed an unbelievable quarter. 11 for 11 from the field, 2 out of 2 from the free throw line, 3 out of 3 from three-point territory, 27 points. And it's 42-42 as quarter number 2 begins.
22, Danny Ainge.
Oliver Miller is checked in for Phoenix. It's Miller, Barkley, Green, Danny Ainge, and Kevin Johnson. Ainge making his first appearance. He had a good outing in Game 2. Grayer, Mullen, Weber, Sprewell, and Avery Johnson for the Warriors.
Well, in Game 2, the score at the end of the first quarter was 25-20. He had 45 points scored. Tonight, 84. And there's Sprewell, the runner. So he's back 7 for 7 now.
He's got 18 points. Avery Johnson on KJ.
See, they're going to try to attack Ainge with Sprewell. So that matchup right now, just expect Danny Ainge to get a lot of it coming down the floor. Every time they're going to try to milk that, just like they're going to try to continue to go to Barkley against Grayer.
Looking for Charles, gets it to him. He's got Grayer on him. Can he continue this? His first miss of the night, gets the rebound, puts it back.
Great extra effort there by Charles. So just the first shot was just to beat the clock, and then he went after it to get it back. So now 12 of 13.
Tied at 44. Mullen breaks the tie. Chris Mullen's 5th point of the night.
Well, one of the reasons why the Warriors finished so strongly is because Chris Mullen finally got his touch back, got himself back into shape, and has gone through all kind of traumatic experiences this year with the loss of his parents. So playing great basketball right now.
Another miss by Charles Barkley. Gets it back. Another miss. The third time's a charm for Charles. He has 31 points in this game. We've got 10:42 to go in the half, the first half. Grayer had his shot rejected. Barkley down to AC Green off the glass for 2. And a chance for a three-point play here for AC Green. I tell you what, Charles Barkley is having one of the best halves I've ever seen a player have.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let me tell you something. He understands after last year how many playoff games they had to play. You see him up in the air to AC Green, but they were a grueling 5-game series against the Lakers. Then they had a 6-game series, a 7-game series, and a 6-game series. So they played so many playoff games last year. They felt like that was a major reason why they couldn't win the championship. And now with Barkley getting up in age with his injuries, Marley logging 44 minutes a game, and with Danny Ainge getting older, right now the window of opportunity closing down a little bit on these Suns. They want to take advantage of it.
Latrell Sprewell gets a trip to the free throw line after committing that last foul. Danny Ainge fouls him this trip. Ainge committing his first.
Again, that's the matchup they're going to go to. Don Nelson said when Ainge comes on the floor, we're going to go at him. We're going to try to attack him. And with Sprewell having such a wonderful night, they're going to continue to try to go right at that opportunity. Here's Latrell Sprewell. Before the All-Star break, he was shooting 45%. Since the All-Star break, 41%. In the playoffs, 36%. Tonight, he's rectified that with 7 of 7. But interestingly enough, of his 44 field goal attempts in the first 2 games of this series, 18 of them, or 40% of them, were from 3. Tonight, not living on that three-point line, looking to get to the basket.
A 1-point game, 49-48 Phoenix. Down it comes to Barkley, working on Grayer.
No double teams again. Charles going to wheel it in the lane.
And the rebound pulled away by Gatling, almost stolen by Barkley. Sprewell's got Grayer open underneath. Long range 3 by Chris Mullen.
That's what I talked about, the shooting of Mullen. He's back now.
51-49, 8 points for Mullen, 9:50 to go in the half.
Well, they're really going to Charles. He's taken 17 shots already in the game.
And he's made 13 of them. 31 points for Barkley. No whistle. He's upset.
He's going to get a technical, too. He's running out of gas. I think Paul Westphal might need to substitute for him.
Mullen and Ainge collide, and the foul is going to be called on Ainge. For Danny Ainge, his second. We get a timeout. 51-49, Golden State. Prior to tonight's game, John Schaefer, representing Coca-Cola Enterprises, presents the Coca-Cola Rookie of the Year Award to Golden State's Chris Webber, one of life's proudest moments, followed by one of life's most embarrassing moments as he hugged his dad, Macy Webber. He dropped the trophy.
I think Nelly was saying, I hope that's not a sign of things to come tonight. But Chris Webber, congratulations on an outstanding rookie season, edging out Anthony Hardaway. What was it, 53-47 in the voting?
Charles Barkley got a technical foul assessed as that timeout was called.